What's happening, Cigars Daily Nation? Today, I want to bring you a new humidor review for people who are looking for a unit that's a little more compact. You guys can see I've done a few other reviews of humidors over the last couple of months, but this one is from a brand called NeedOne. I guess if I was making a company, that would be a perfectly logical name. But the idea today is to break into this thermoelectric humidor, show you guys what it has to offer, and see if the price makes sense for your collection at home. So I'll tell you more about this as we go through it. First thing I gotta do is get it out of the box. So I just got this thing open and set up, and here's my first feedback with it. It's adorable. It's just the cutest humidor I've ever seen. Not the first 150 count like cooler door out there, but certainly the most compact. And I actually appreciate that. I think there are a lot of people who have you're graduating from desktop humidor, maybe your acrylic jar or wooden humidor, into a refrigerated cooler door, and you want something just a little bit bigger. This definitely satisfies that need. Now up front, what you got to know about the dimensions of this thing: on the outside, it's 10 by 17 by 20. On the inside, it is 8 by 13 by 15. Okay, so it's pretty small on the inside, and there's a few drawbacks with this that I'll point out right up front, along with some of the stuff I really, really like. First of all, controls on the front, unbelievably easy to use. You got your temperature listed, and then you're going to turn up and down the temperature that you want, and you can turn the light on and off. It does have an unbelievably reflective door on the front of it, and while you can see the actual hygrometer from the inside, you kind of have to look at it, dead on. You can't see the humidity as easily as you can see the temperature from across the room. So I'm going to be interested to see how well this thing stores humidity. Another thing I really liked is the actual Spanish cedar shelves on this. They're not Spanish cedar coated shelves made out of plywood. That's a good thing, and I think sort of expected for people buying cooler doors these days. But also, I don't like that these shelves are flat. Like, once I take it out, cigars can just roll right off of this. There's really nothing on the edges of the shelves. I have found that in using other humidors that are similar to this, I've had a hard time keeping my cigars organized on flat shelves like this. Fortunately, it does have this basket down at the bottom. And by the way, these shelves, they push in and pull out incredibly easy unless you're looking one way talking at a camera and trying to put them in. They actually have a really nice, easy action. And right in the back here, this is another thing I was looking at. In the very back, I was looking for a place to keep my humidification for this without actually taking up storage space for my cigars. That's a big deal. If you've got a smaller humidor, obviously space is a much bigger issue. So in the back here, I found a place where I could fit this 320 gram Boveda pack. This is one that Boveda recommends for about 100 to 125 cigars. I'm willing to use it in this 150 cigar humidor because these things seal so unbelievably well, and I'm using the 84% for seasoning. I'm going to do the same thing that I've done with other ones of these. By the way, I'm going to move this tray out because that just takes up valuable real estate. I'm going to use that for my humidification, close it, and let it start seasoning. I'm going to humidify this the same way that I have with other cooler doors I've done. I'm going to get it to about 5% above where I want to keep it long term. So for me, I'm going to say it's like 69, 70% long term. So I'm going to get it to like 74, 75%. Then we'll see how this thing runs. But like right up front, it's unbelievably quiet. And that's one thing I really like about it. I've actually found some noisy like humidors that make weird noises too. They like clink and clank and beep and like sputter. This is a very, very quiet unit up front. So I'll also keep an eye on the noise as we go through. But right now, time to do some seasoning. Let's come back when this thing is ready. Well, I got to tell you guys, it's been more than a few days since I started seasoning this. Like, I think in the manual it says 3 days to season or 5 days to season, and that was not my experience. With my 84% Boveda pack, this thing took almost a week and a half. And I guess it's possible that this Boveda just wasn't big enough. It's definitely not dry. It's still all squishy on the inside, and it's like 300 million grams. So I got to think that it's enough, especially because similar Bovedas have been enough for other reviews that I've done. But once it did get up to the humidity where I really wanted it, this thing actually maintained really well and did its job by sitting quietly here and not bothering me, not making any noise, just taking good care of the cigars I put inside. And I sort of forewent the formality of like showing you guys putting me cigars in here. I fit a couple of boxes and a bundle of cigars inside of this thing, which made me realize something interesting about the design and size of this. without removing one of the shelves, it would be hard to fit like a cabinet style box of cigars in here. I mean, like a taller, thinner box of cigars, one with 4 rows of 5 instead of 2 rows of 10. These right here are like 2 row of 10 boxes, and even this Oliva Series V 10 count box in here fits pretty snugly in the top on the top shelf as I drop the entire box off my desk. But overall, the thing does what it says it should do, and it does it quietly and efficiently. It's taken really good care of the cigars, so I've got to give it top marks for that. The only other major thing to consider here is the price. I was looking these things up on the internet to see where these sit these days, and 150 count thermoelectric humidor is going to run you somewhere between around $200. $199 if you're shopping on Amazon, and like $370. So it's a pretty decent price range. These things come in around like I think you could find them for around $215. I think the list price on them is around $280, but this is like, I think, a decent humidor for the money. And I'm like, it didn't blow me away. I'm not going to lie. This didn't rock my world and give me everything I wanted. I still wanted trays with walls on them so the cigars don't roll around. There's a few other features that I think would be good, but for the nuts and bolts of a good thermoelectric humidor, it had everything it needed, came in great shape, did what it said it was going to do. It just took a little bit longer to do it. And so the big question here, and what I got to ask you guys is, have you had any experience with NeedOne? Have you used one of these humidors? And if you have, please drop a comment and let everybody know your experience, because I'm just sharing with you my experience from using this one unit right here. And I'll also ask you to comment, what is your favorite humidor that you've had? Or is it the one you have now? Let us know more about the brands that you really enjoy using. And check this video out on cigarsdailyplus.com. Thank you all so much for watching. This is Tim signing off for Cigars Daily, and I will see you in the comments.